Ever pondered upon the question, why does deaf culture and deaf education go hand in hand? Let's dive into this. Deaf culture is more than just a different way of experiencing the world. It represents a robust support mechanism within a society that predominantly hears. Those who collaborate closely with deaf individuals understand its importance and utilize it to build practical instructional models and conceptualize research projects. But why is this so? Well, deaf culture, with its unique language, American Sign Language, ASL, and its distinct visual ways of navigating the world, provides a network of people who share experiences of living in a hearing world. This network, often overlooked and untapped, is a vital resource, especially in light of modern developments in genetic engineering, auditory technology, and access to public education. Indeed, the modern deaf culture may be different from that of yesterday, but it remains a vibrant and relevant entity. What is languaculture? It's the idea that a child's language and culture are intertwined. Now let's dive deeper into this concept. Languaculture is a unique blend of language and culture, and it plays a pivotal role in the development of a child. It's particularly crucial for deaf children. When we talk about deaf culture, we're not just referring to a community of people who share a common hearing condition. It's a vibrant and evolving culture, rich in shared experiences, traditions, and importantly, language, American Sign Language or ASL. This culture and language are so tightly woven together that it's impossible to separate them. And this is where the concept of languaculture comes in. It's not just about learning to communicate through ASL, it's about immersing deaf children in a culture that understands their unique experiences and challenges. But it's not just about deaf culture. It's also about exposing these children to the hearing world and the English language. A bilingual and bicultural approach in education allows for a well-rounded development. It helps deaf children form a comprehensive deaf identity, one that acknowledges their place in both the deaf and hearing societies. So how does this translate into practical education? By broadening the languaculture of the oral classroom. By creating an environment that's not just about auditory learning, but one that incorporates sign language and deaf cultural elements. Broadening the languaculture of the oral classroom can result in a more inclusive environment, uniting the languaculture of sign bilingualism. Deaf cultural practices can be powerful tools in deaf education. To illustrate, let's consider how we can incorporate these practices into educational activities. A prime example is the use of American Sign Language storytellers in the classroom. These storytellers, often deaf mothers or deaf teachers, bring stories to life with their expressive hand movements and facial expressions, creating a vibrant learning environment that resonates with deaf students. Another key component of deaf culture in education is the importance of eye gaze and joint attention. These visual cues play a vital role in regulating a child's attention to the teacher and to the storybook during a reading lesson. This fosters a more interactive and engaging learning experience, which can significantly enhance comprehension and retention. In addition to these techniques, educators can incorporate rhythmic movements and exaggerated expressions into their teaching methods. By doing so, they can create a more visually stimulating environment that can be particularly effective for deaf learners. And let's not forget the concept of chaining in literacy teaching. This technique involves building on the connections between signed meanings of words and the language of written texts. By linking these two elements, teachers can help students gain a more comprehensive understanding of literacy. Even the layout of a classroom can reflect how culture is embedded in teaching practices. By recognizing and embracing these elements of deaf culture, we can create a more inclusive and effective educational environment for deaf students. Deaf culture is not just a part of deaf education, it's the heart of it. This video has explored the intricate relationship between deaf culture and deaf education and how the two are inextricably linked. We've delved into the concept of languaculture, underscoring the importance of intertwining language and culture in the educational journey of deaf students. We've also highlighted the innovative ways in which deaf cultural practices can be incorporated into literacy activities, creating a more engaging and effective learning environment. The significance of deaf culture in deaf education is undeniable. It's a vital support system, a unique way of experiencing the world, and a rich resource that can enhance learning experiences. As we move forward, it is essential to recognize and utilize this connection. By understanding and embracing deaf culture, we can create more effective, inclusive, and enriching educational experiences for deaf students.